Hello, and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the podcast that I would not be on if it wasn't for someone's stupid girlfriend making a stupid road trip to see her stupid parents in stupid Nebraska, making us wait to play Back for Blood.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Not going to name names, but it rhymes with Prue.
This is level 168. Joining me tonight is Big L.
Hi.
KooshMoose.
Hello.
Rocker Dude 5012.
Hello.
Yeah.
They combined the two.
Good job. Way to go. So, how was all your guys' weeks? Mine was pretty good. I got crabs this week.
Oh, guys, tell us more.
I saw crabs.
For that.
I saw crabs at the aquarium. Maybe they were your crabs.
Were they blue crabs?
They were red.
What is happening here? We just started. We're off on the wrong pincer. What's going on? What are you talking about?
That was terrible.
Tell us. What you ate them? You saw them?
Yeah, I had crabs.
The doctor treated
imitation
them.
crab.
It's a Maryland delicacy.
Stop it, Corey. They don't have doctors there.
Steamed crabs loaded with Old Bay.
Is that like not a common thing up there? I feel like you would eat crabs weekly.
They're expensive, boy.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, they're. Yeah.
You can't just like fish out your back porch and have crabs.
They're like $4.99.
If it was that easy.
Have you ever gone crabbing?
I don't
have
eat
not gone
seafood.
crabbing.
Oh.
He's
You
crabby.
don't have to eat it.
Well, he's in the middle of the country, so I don't expect him to eat seafood. Maryland
It
has
sounds
the best
like
seafood.
we can get crabs for the same price you can get crabs.
Guess how much half bushel was for?
I don't even know what a full bushel is.
$45.
Nope, it was 69.
Oh,
Wow.
It's a waste
That's a
of
nice
money.
number for
You
something.
know how many tacos you can get with that?
69.
Yes.
Well,
You know
not
what?
really.
Corey and Al, if you ever come to Maryland, I will treat you to some crabs.
Well,
thanks.
I don't eat seafood, but it sounds better than whatever meat concoction you were talking about the other day.
maybe you could have some hush puppies.
Hush
Okay,
puppies
now
are
hush
good.
puppies I don't
Oh, you
do.
have had a hush puppy. Okay.
I hate hush puppies. I think they're disgusting.
Like the
What is
good
wrong?
kinds have corn in them.
Oh my gosh.
Is this back? Are we having a meat canoe again or a crab canoe?
I have no idea what meat concoction I was talking about the other day that he's
Yeah,
talking about.
you said it was like sausage, but it came in like a
Scrapple.
loaf. Yeah.
Oh, Scrapple. Oh my God, it's so good.
Scrapple's nothing like sausage.
Yeah,
Sausage
well,
is good for you.
let me just get a bowl of Scrapple and put it in my pie hole. Sounds
You would do yourself
super
a favor.
appetizing.
Scrapple is so good, and I cannot believe that's a regional thing.
That's that
Things-
board game where
things you
you spell
learn.
out words.
That's
Oh,
Scrabble.
Scrapple.
Oh.
All right.
Is it that really tasty waffle? No, that's Struple.
That's what?
Never mind.
All right.
So confused.
Well, speaking of crabs, we have a question from Skeptical Mario, which is
Another
That's
crab.
not how segues work.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, and there's a SpongeBob. Give me a minute. You'll see where it goes. Well, maybe not you. You're old. Nickelodeon-branded consoles. Have they gone too far? What brand would you love to have a custom console designed for
Okay.
that no one else would want?
So why did he ask this? You need to lead into the question.
I was getting there.
That's exactly how segues work.
I was getting there. I just said the crabs. There's a SpongeBob. I was getting there. So Microsoft has come out with 2 new consoles that you can win by retweeting their tweet. And personally, I think they are amazing. I would love to have both of them. One is Leonardo, which is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, and this is because of the release for the Nickelodeon's All-Stars Brawl thing. Like I said, one's Leonardo, and it is bright green and yellow and blue. And the other one is SpongeBob. in all of his SpongeBob glory. And this Xbox is literally screaming, "I have got to be the marble."
What?
That is a reference that none of you understand, and I knew none of you were going to understand when I thought of it. I know there's plenty of people in the Discord. Noff, you got my back. I know you do.
I think you've lost your marbles.
No, you guys don't watch SpongeBob, so I don't expect you to understand that reference. That was a good reference, and that's funny for the ones that understand it.
Yes, because
Well,
that's
we're
how
not-
this works.
We are not
It's
six,
funny.
nor potheads, so no, we don't.
Everybody younger than like 45 or however old you guys are will understand that.
45, that's a young man's game.
Yeah.
46, son.
Yes, these two consoles, just if you haven't seen them yet, do yourself a favor, bing them. It's worth a couple of points. They're glorious. I would love to own one of them. And that's where Mario's question comes into play.
What do you got to do to
So-
win one, Corey?
The win one.
Didn't I say that?
I think you just retweet it. Is that all you have to do?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So
Didn't I just say
You
that
have
you got to
to-
retweet these things?
you have to follow.
I
want to
hear from Corey
Twitter
because
account.
he goes on all the sites, and I don't know. It's pretty creepy. He just searches Nickelodeon shows all day long.
No, so listen to this.
What's wrong with
So
that?
It's a Twitter contest. You have to have Twitter. You have to follow Xbox. You have to retweet them and put a certain hashtag. And I was telling the guys that this is probably like Microsoft, Xbox, whatever. They do this, semi-regularly with these retweet sweepstakes. This has to be the most drawn sweepstakes that people have been to.
Would not surprise me.
And you guys were saying not really, some of you. So I was looking, I'm trying to scroll through, and they did one in the beginning of September for the Marvel Shang something. You know that movie, Shang-Chi? They did.
Yeah,
the one
They
with
did a
Morgan
similar
Freeman,
thing. I don't know. They did a
Tim
similar
Robbins,
thing
Tim Robbins in the prison.
where you had to retweet.
I didn't
It
see
got-
that one.
It got 72,000 retweets.
That's
okay?
all?
There was one for Far Cry, even though Far Cry just came out, but I can't find it. It had a little bit more to it than just a paint job, but I'm sure it was nowhere near this one. Do you know how many retweets this SpongeBob / Ninja Turtle one has?
It's about to get one more because I forgot to put the hashtag in.
Yeah. You got to read the fine print.
300,000.
I think it's 144,000.
Wow.
So you're
Which
saying
is
there's
double.
a chance?
I'm saying there's no chance. You shouldn't do it. But
That'll help
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Nobody retweet those.
it has nothing to do with, it's actually one that I entered. But it just, I don't know. It's bringing out conversations of people want it for whatever reason. Probably because SpongeBob being on a rectangular surface such as a Series X just works. Whether I watch SpongeBob or not, which I don't, that's pretty sweet to
Lame.
have. So I don't know. It's a cool question to think about. What would you want, kind of deal. And so Skeptic Kamara asked it, and that's what we're doing. And I'm going to take Hawkeye Berry's answer, patron in the Discord. He left this as a comment, and he said 2 ideas: a Series X that looks like a Series X mini fridge. I'm sorry, what? Hoping you were trolling, because that
knows
one
with him?
requires no further discussion. He also said he would like to see one based on his favorite show, which is Lost. And he would want some kind of artwork that has all of the characters hidden in there, except for Kate, whoever Kate may be in Lost.
Kate's
she would not be
cute.
there.
She's cute, so I think that's the idea.
She's cute.
I think that's why he doesn't want her hidden.
Okay.
I don't
So-
understand that one. You lost me on there.
Yeah. There's a bad
There'll
joke.
there'll be other opportunities.
Now, what if it's just like polar bears and it's just the white one? Is
Mhm.
that lost? I mean, is that hidden?
It's lost on me because I don't know what you're talking about.
I think what Corey's trying to do is get me mad at him for watching The Office 72 times and never watching Lost.
I watched through episode 2 of Lost.
Oh my god.
You sounded so
So
proud of yourself.
you should know who
going for
Kate
that.
is then. Evangeline.
That's 2
Lilly.
hours worth of
Evangeline
TV I watched. I don't remember
Lost-
Kate. No,
Lost has the best pilot of any TV show ever.
Pretty
obviously
good.
not.
A story. It's a two-part pilot.
Okay.
And there's a pilot who is not very good. But anyway.
I know nothing about that show.
I mean, it's a flawed show, but it's good. Like,
First season was great, and then yeah. But anyway, that's another podcast for another day.
are there any achievements for watching Lost?
There should be.
I remember playing the game on the 360. Anyways, so what are some consoles that I would pick? Well, having no inspiration whatsoever, like I'm trying to think of stuff that doesn't look like a Series X, but at the same time does, and it's hard. I don't want just a sticker on it, but I can't really get around that. So I would love to hear anybody else's thoughts on what they would want to see, but obviously, like your favorite TV show is kind of cool. They've made some cool Power Ranger comics with cool graphics, but I don't know if any would look good on this console here. One that I came across in my Google searches, I think is awesome, is a Minecraft dirt block. It's a little bit bigger and it's not a square, but if you just put the dirt,
That's pretty
with the
good.
grass on the top, I think that would be super sweet.
That's a pretty good one.
I also think that you could do like a slight, like curved edge on right in the middle of the console, down one side, and then the opposite right down the other. And I bet you can make it look like books, and you could just tuck that thing right in a bookshelf, and you would never know. So yeah, that's what I thought of. What about you guys?
You don't read.
I don't, so it really wouldn't fit in my collection, but somewhere it would work.
The one that I thought of that I would like, and I feel like this would just be fun, I would like a GameCube themed Xbox Series X.
You'd have to have two
Okay.
GameCubes.
Okay.
You can make it look like they're stacked. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing it would be missing is the handle, but you could sell like a handle accessory that somehow attaches to it and could like hold a controller or something. I think that would be fun.
Ooh, you could hold your headset.
Mm-hmm.
It's big
Or
enough. You
that.
can put your headset on there.
Oh, I
Do
just
you
thought
think
of
it's-
another one.
Oh, okay.
What you got?
Well, if you've listened with any regularity, you know that I am a fan of translucent consoles. I would love like just a translucent console. That's still yours?
No.
I was talking to Nate. I thought he sighed.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, I just just in general, just the general
That
size.
would be amazing. I
'Cause,
would love that.
They had that like semi-transparent Forza controller, which I just canceled
Yep.
in lieu of the 20th edition, like full transparent controller.
That thing is gorgeous.
If they made that into a Series X, like I'd be hard pressed not to try for it. But yeah, translucent, transparent stuff in my electronics, I love to see it.
The Time Life phone. So Chewy says, naturally, I want a custom Chewbacca one, ideally with actual fur. That's from a real Wookiee? That's horrible. And ammo belt, controller holder. Now, I think that's a fire hazard, so I would think that's a bad idea. And just imagine the smell if it's actual fur when that thing warms up. I think that's Chewy. These are bad ideas. And speaking of bad ideas, I would think I was having a hard time coming up with something that no one else would like. I was like, okay, people don't like cottage cheese, but I do. That's a horrible controller theme or console theme.
Wow.
So then I was thinking, okay, well, let's just be stupid here and let's forget about that part that no one else would like it. And I was thinking, let's still be stupid and let's go with like Ratchet and Clank. I would like a Ratchet and Clank
my gosh.
Xbox because it's I love that series, and they already have I think an Ori one, and I don't have it. So why not do that? But then I was like, doing Rocker's thing, going around checking out the internet, seeing what's out there, and I saw one that's a pretty good idea, and that's the Fifth Element. So they've taken the console and they make it look like one of the Element rectangles. One of those boxes. If you've seen The Fifth Element, Corey, have you seen
No.
The Fifth Element?
No.
You son of a gun.
I know you love it though.
Yes. I'm not going to comment on that. So yeah, the movie's great, and there's these elemental idols, and they are rectangles, and this person has mocked one up to look just like one of the elements, and I think it's pretty awesome. So maybe I do that.
What about you, El?
I was waiting for someone to say they need to watch the first 4 elements first, but I guess I'm the only one stupid enough to say. Oh, right. That is a vulgar joke. I'm looking around for Skeptical Mario's answer. Oh, what a surprise. No answer from the person asking the question again. Oh, well. Let's go with MDP, who, unsurprising if you know him, says he would want a Rocket League Series X. That is pretty cool sounding, actually.
That'll be a good one.
Rocket League is one of those. Rocket League is one of those franchises that's very popular, but it's not represented well with merch. So, like, the kids are going to wear Fortnite clothes and Minecraft clothes, but you never see anyone with a Rocket League T-shirt or action figures or You don't even make like Rocket League Hot Wheels, right? Like, you would think there would be something out there.
I bet you they do.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up.
For such a popular game, you would think there'd be something. I've never seen one. But anyway, I think it would look like the title screen, I guess. It would look cool.
Nope,
and then
they
maybe
do.
Yeah. Send me some pictures. Oh, and then what they could do, like every 3 or 6 months they change the music, like the turn on sounds, just like Rocket League changes its music all the time. Like every season. You could change the skins on it. Yeah, there you go. All right, that's a good answer, MDP.
I didn't know they changed the music.
Yeah, they changed the menu music from time to time.
Oh, what? Now I have the music muted.
They do it with each season, and how dare you?
I hate that music. It's so annoying.
They generally pick good music. But I am curious how a Rocket League Series X would look.
Like every time you boot it up, it's like
I kind of want to go with your Fifth Element thing, and I'm thinking like, because you sent a picture of it, and it does have these like, it has light coming out the top, right? So I'm thinking if you install lasers that come out of the little holes at the top, there's your Fifth Element one. But think about a Rocket League car going downward with lasers coming out. That's your like trail on your Rocket League car, and it's like going down. Going for an aerial. There you go. It could work. It could work. Don't give me those looks, guys.
I was thinking lightsaber as well, with the laser shooting up, but I thought that was too nerdy.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's too nerdy for this podcast.
I've gone too far. I'm sorry, guys. I've gone too far.
Yeah, this picture of the Rocket League Hot Wheels set is pretty cool, actually. It looks just like
a Rocket League Hot Wheels set. Oh, that's
perfect. Check the picture. Yeah, it's pretty.
Send it to you guys. There's a whole stadium. Get it. Ask for it for
Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Minecraft. What a surprising one.
Another one that Corey mentioned before the show, and I think you said there was only one of. There was a Claptrap edition, which is just perfect as well.
Yeah, I was looking around, and apparently they partnered with Pope Art, which if you don't follow him, he does a lot of fan stuff. And I think it was the UK Xbox Twitter account or something like that. They gave it away, but it's just a standard series with the Claptrap paint job. But if you could like make it look like Claptrap on your desk, that would be even baller. More baller. More lit.
A Claptrap Hot Wheels set?
No, we're back on Series X's.
Oh. See, the thing with Claptrap is that he's funny. He doesn't look like anything special or cool.
He's literally a box.
Can't go upstairs.
Well, anyway, I guess my answer would have to be a conglomeration of all the things that I like, since I can't think of any one thing. So I guess a WWE Ninja,
Mets.
Turtles, Spider-Man, Mets, sandwich logo. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't think of anything cool.
That's something.
I'm going to go with the Thundercats logo. There you go. That's badass. And then every time you hit a button, you hear thunder, 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 Thundercats. Oh. There you go. I figured it out. 'Cause I like
All
those.
right.
Some of those Gears and Halo consoles made the noises from the game, so I think they can make it happen.
If they ever reboot that, that would make an awesome game. Like
Reboot?
if they ever
Thundercats?
reboot Thundercats, yeah.
No, you would think
They've
they
been
would have
Oh,
had
I thought you
a...
meant reboot the TV show.
Well, that's
You
what I mean.
would've-
Like, 'cause they've been doing He-Man
did
and
reboot it.
She-Ra and all that stuff.
Yeah, they did
rebooted it.
reboot. It's not very good.
It was on Cartoon Network, I think. I never saw it.
I think it's on Netflix.
But it would have made a good 6-player beat 'em up.
Yeah, well, 6-player
call.
beat 'em up, or just a
something.
crossover action game. That could have been cool.
I mean, no one
Okay,
wants to
so-
be the kitten.
Okay, you have to give me like
So-
just a high level pitch. What is Thundercats, and why are they good? What makes them different?
All right,
You
well,
would've-
imagine He-Man, but
would've
they're all
had-
cats.
Okay, so
You
give me a
would've-
high level elevator pitch of He-Man.
You would have had to be alive in the 80s, I think. It was a simpler time.
Apparently,
It's okay. I'm with Corey on this one.
Thundercats is one thing I never got into, but
Same.
yeah, apparently they are trying to reboot it. Maybe even a live action one.
Let's see. With Chris Pratt as Lino, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Okay, just to further derail this, do you guys ever watch Just Bad Games on YouTube from Rierez? I think that's how you say it.
No.
No.
We played
Okay,
enough.
so Reboot is something that I completely forgot existed, and they just did a video on the Reboot video game on the PlayStation 1, and as the title implies, Just Bad Games. They just they just find some absolutely terrible, horrific game, and they just play through it and tell you how bad it is, and it's a hilarious web show. And that was their newest episode. I completely forgot that was even a show. And watching them try to play that game, oh my god, it's just bad.
I don't think a lot of 3D or this looks like third person action platforming. I don't think a lot of those probably held up pretty good.
No, most 3D games on the PlayStation 1 does not hold up, but this one is like an extra special terrible.
It was a licensed game to start with, so it didn't have much going for it.
No, not at all. Just watch it. I think you guys would all really appreciate that show on YouTube. Watch a couple episodes. If you want to start with like the Superman one, not the Superman 60. It's not Superman 64. Superman from the Xbox. It's good. But anyways, back to the actual topic. at hand.
Superman 64 is legendarily bad.
Yes.
I'm
yeah,
waiting for one of our panelists to say something.
Huh?
Thanks for asking.
There it is.
Oh.
Nate, what about you?
Oh, let me just read Chewy's again, and then
I just like when Nate
He
says
probably wasn't listening, so he probably didn't hear you say that.
it. I heard him say that.
he was
But-
Googling consoles.
What I was hoping Nate would say is that he wants a Guacamelee console.
See, yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking, all the things that I love. And I
Does
was
it come
like,
with
but then
free
people would
chips?
want those. People would
But
want those.
But the thing that's cool about Guacamelee is that it's a cool color scheme, and he'd be cool to look at.
No,
And
I
it'd just
agree.
make you laugh.
Yeah.
But you need a lot of Easter eggs on it too.
Yes.
All
Yes. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Or like scratch and sniff somewhere, and like
Like El Mario on there somewhere.
All right,
somewhere.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
reach out to Pope Art and get
Kenny,
him to do me
finish
a Guacamelee.
this off.
All right, and the last answer we got is from Vulgar Latin. His idea of the console that he would want is he would like a Corn Husker one with the old school Herbie Husker,
All right, let's Google this.
which I have no idea what that logo is, and I know that's sports ball. I know the Corn Huskers.
Vulgar is
but
from
Nebraska.
Yes. So
I
that's
mean, I knew it was
probably
from Nebraska, not just because of I know he's from Nebraska.
that's probably just a local.
Are you ready,
toy?
Fufu? Oh, it's not that.
Is that a local toy?
There you go. That is Herbie Husker. He is
Oh,
overall
cool.
wearing football, holding
That's
corn
familiar.
in your pocket, rootin' tootin' guy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That honestly is about what I expected.
His face kind of looks like Donald Trump, don't you think?
uh,
But the
Moving
hair's
on.
too good. The hair's too good to be him, though.
and he's wearing a red hat. Damn it! Damn you, Corey.
Yeah, I think you just ruined this for them.
That
Make
is
this
ruined
podcast-
Herbie Husker.
Make this podcast great again. Move on.
All right, well, let's get in some games that are pretty great. Nate, go ahead and kick us off.
Well, I'm trying to buy a Pope Art controller now, but
All right, well, in that case, Corey, kick us off.
Well, what started this whole conversation was a contest sweepstakes over the new Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl game, which I happened to play this past week. So, yeah, brand new game. And it's essentially like you can't put it any other way. When you describe it to somebody, you say it is Super Smash Brothers with Nickelodeon characters, mostly characters from the 90s. At least that's how I would put it. We kind of mentioned this in Coming Real Soon a couple weeks ago, but yeah, it's Super Smash Brothers with Nickelodeon characters. I can't really say any much more. And the real question is it good? Now, unfortunately, I'm probably the worst person to say because I've played very little Smash in my life.
Lucky.
But,
You need to smash more. It's great.
well, yeah, Xbox. I think it's a pretty good game. Does it compete with Smash? No, that's top tier. Nothing will compete with Smash. But I think it is probably one of the better Smash clones that we have on Xbox. Granted, I never got super into the likes of like Brawlhalla. I know there was another indie one that came out. I don't think it got a lot of love. I think Brawlhalla is the biggest one. And that one probably is, fine-tuned a little bit more. So if you want to get competitive, you go that route. But if you just want to have like a good time with some friends, I think this one holds up, well enough on a platform that we can get achievements on. And so I'll give it that stamp of approval. It is a little pricey, like $50.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah, $40. Like it's just like introductory sale, I guess, of $40. Even then, is it worth it? It depends on how much you're going to play it. If you're just going to get it for achievements, I say no. But if you are going to play it a lot with your friends and family and kids, then yeah, it might be worth it. There's a good amount of characters. Based off the achievements, there's probably going to be more characters added. They certainly left some room in the UI to add some more, but yeah, it operates just like Smash. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Kenny, but in Smash and in at least in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, you have a jump button, and obviously floating, as I've heard the term being used, is very important when picking your character because the whole point is to stay on the map. And if you get blown off of it pretty far, you need to find a way back. So you need to have a character who can manage that, or at least who you can maneuver well enough to do that. So that's a big part of it. There's like a ranged attack, I guess. There's a close attack, and then all of these, each of these equate to one button. They all have 3 to 4 variations of that move as well, depending on which way you're holding the directional pad or the stick. So if you do down in your range attack, well, it's going to do something different than just pressing it or pressing up in your ranged attack. So it's pretty complex for being a simple interface, and I would imagine Smash Brothers is probably similar.
It's literally Smash Bros.
Okay. And so each character is very different. You probably can't pick one and have them be you couldn't main multiple people, or at least the whole roster. It would be pretty hard, I think, to get good at. But again, if you're talking about achievements, it's pretty easy. You're going to go through arcade mode with all the characters. And one of the achievements, it says to clear arcade mode with all, and in parentheses, it says standard brawlers. This gives me the illusion that they're going to add people later. So that is something to look forward to. You do have to get through at least one time with on the hardest difficulty. I actually did that yesterday. I picked a character I had no idea who it is, named Toph. Kenny knows. It was an airbender. It was an airbender character.
Last Airbender. If you have not watched Last Airbender, just watch the show. It's on Netflix. It is so good. Nate, back me up on this.
He's right. It's good.
Okay. You're gonna be playing
Nate's watched it.
You're gonna be playing a lot of quick play matches as well. You got to do some quick play. You have to do up to 50 local battles, but you can always use a second controller for that. There's 2 online modes where you have to just complete 50 quick plays online, but you also have to do one where you have to defeat a person with a higher rating than you 5 times in online mode. So you do have a rating if you go that mode. But I did notice that you can pick regions, so it's probably pretty easy to boost, even double box if you have that ability. So the completion is not going to be tough. I will probably even go for it. There is some modes where it's more of a game. It's some kind of mini game with kind of like Quidditch in a way. Like you're fighting people, but you have to get a ball through a hoop on another side, for an example.
That looked interesting.
Yeah.
Annoying, but interesting.
So, gives the gameplay a little variety to it. And then I think the last thing I forgot to mention is the levels. Obviously, you have a variety of characters from some shows that would not make it in 2021, so I'm really surprised to see them in a game. And pretty much everybody has a similar themed level for their show. And they are all very different. They're not all just, here's the map, you play on it. There's one that's really tough. It took me several tries on my hard playthrough yesterday just because of how it's set up. You have floating little islands going across the screen, so they're constantly moving, so you can't stand still. For one, because it's moving from left to right, and you're going to get knocked off the screen. But as soon as you land on one of them, they start to fall, so you're constantly jumping. There's another one that has a very narrow platform that you can play on, so you gotta kind of take a verticality into consideration.
That was the cat dog one.
That was the cat dog one, yeah. But yeah, it's not a bad game if you really want a Smash Brothers clone. I think the nostalgia plays a little bit more into it, but the actual
100%.
Just want to play the game, it's not a bad one. Although there are definitely cheaper options, free to play options when it comes to it. So yeah, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, it's pretty good, but it's pricey. And just for achievements, probably not worth it. You probably feel a little like, yeah, why did I spend that much?
So I have a question.
Shoot.
When you were playing as Toph, were you able to see what you were doing?
What do you mean?
Oh.
Okay, that's a reference I don't get.
Yes, that was mostly for Nate and a lot of other people that are just listening.
I'll tell you this. Toph has a spammable move that worked very good in hard mode. Very hard mode, sorry. She made this rock thing appeared and it just fell forward. She had another move that I was accidentally doing sometimes that just made like a rock wave kind of deal go towards the opponent, but it was pretty OP.
Sounds like she was like bending some earth or something like that.
I forgot who Toth was until you made that bad joke. And I was like, oh, Toth, yes.
Somehow, the avatars got 3 characters in the game. Most other shows had 2 max.
It doesn't have 3 characters.
Yeah, sure it did. It had that person. It had the bald one who has the arrow on his head. And it had somebody else that had a similar outfit.
No. The third one is Katara, and that's from the Legend of Katara. That's God. Korra.
Might as well
The
be
Legend
the
of
same
Korra.
show.
And that's a different show.
Okay, well they look very similar.
It's essentially the same show. I was
She's
supposed
the
to
next
show you.
about to say
reincarnation of
spinoff?
Aang. I mean, come on.
Oh gosh, I did not expect you to be this big of a nerd, Nate.
See, he backs me up on this. He likes some of
It
these
is a
stuff.
good show. It's a good series.
You're turning
I
into
was
Kenny.
surprised.
You're talking Airbender. You're drinking Mountain Dew this late at night. What is
It's
wrong with
true.
you?
Yeah. Now I want some chicken nuggets with some honey and 2 packs of ramen.
Come to the white side.
Oh man. So I assume this is 4 players, local.
Yeah,
Like Smash?
you can get up to 4 players local. You can also, I think you can make a lobby for online. So you could invite friends, and then obviously quick play is
I was wondering if it was online.
random. When I played it, it was right before it actually released, and so online was kind of dead. But I did find somebody. That may have been the day it came out, but I only found one person, and I smacked his booty.
Whoa.
You get no achievement for that either.
Nickelodeon.
I will say, I wonder if this is going to come to Game Pass. One, this is another perfect Game Pass game. But then two, since Xbox is doing that that sweepstakes, I'm wondering if that maybe they might be trying to work a deal out there. This would be such a good game for Game Pass.
I think you're stretching it a little bit. I'm looking
it's just
at
a thought.
Yeah, I'm looking at the publisher, and they're not known for Game Pass games. They did G.I. Joe, they did Goosebumps, obviously the Nickelodeon Kart Racers, and American Ninja Warrior, Cobra Kai, things like that. So they're good at licensed stuff. But if you pay attention to sales, you will notice that those do come up regularly. So I would imagine that this will start to go in that rotation, relatively soon. Definitely before the end of the year, this will have been on sale at least once.
Well, either way, this should still be a Game Pass game. All right, Nate, are you done looking up controllers?
I am.
You ready to talk about your game?
Well, the website was down, so it was a very quick look. Yes, the game I want to talk about is Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And I was accidentally looking at that developer and saying, geez, both their games already are in Game Pass. Well, yeah, that's because it's Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. So that's my fault for being stupid. This game has 64 achievements. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
And yes,
Nice.
and you can play it on Series X. So you can play it on Xbox or you can play it on Windows. It is Play Anywhere. And that's good because a lot of the achievements can be cheesed or made easier by downloading content from the community.
Sounds like cheating.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely is.
Totally.
So,
Totally accurate assessment.
totally accurate simulation of cheating. So what is the game? It is essentially if you take something like the History Channel and you watch how they pit gladiator versus barbarian and gladiator versus other gladiators.
I love that show.
And those sorts of things. And like Lord of the Rings, where they take those simulations and they have those really big battles, everything. It's like that, but really bad. In that the models are really low res and they're not very smart and everything looks the same, so there's no uniqueness to them. But basically, what you're doing is you have a lot of different types of units. Some are melee, some are magic users, some throw weapons, some are huge. Like mammoths, and you're basically able to spend points in these different scenarios and just load up the map one side with one type of one gathering of units. So you could have like archers and a mage and like a healer, and you can have them go up against a bunch of cavemen, and you basically just hit play, and then the simulation runs. And you just watch your forces, hopefully, decimate the other side. Just completely wipe them out. You can possess one unit at a time. And when you do that, you can move them around. They're kind of like, not good at walking. So it's kind of like a human fall flat.
Not walking sim.
Bad walker. But you can do individual actions at that point. You can choose like who to attack. You can aim. You kind of have like a first-person view at that point. And that's not really great for the simulation, but it does help with some of the achievements. The game in itself, I played the first campaign naturally. And I had a good time. I failed a couple of the missions, and so I had to go back and play them again and just kind of try, just figure things out. And that was kind of fun. The problem is, I think there are 10 campaigns, and some of them have like 20, 30 missions each. And while they're very short, you basically just kind of, you're setting up your army and you hit play and then you watch. And then over the course of like a minute at the most, the whole battle takes place. So it's not that long. It's just tedious. You're just constantly setting up, basically a series of units to take on whatever the current series of units are that they put up against you. Sometimes they're just ridiculous. Like it's your 10 guys against one person who clearly has no chance. And for whatever reason, you can do that. It was kind of fun for a time. After that first campaign was over, I was like, I have done everything I want to do in this game in terms of playing it. But then I discovered that they've hidden some things, and that always gets my interest. So I started zooming around the map. There was a waterfall, and I went behind the waterfall, and yes, there was something hidden there. So that was awesome. So they kind of hooked me there, and I was like, okay, I really do like this part of going around and finding, hey, I just unlocked a new level because I was just messing around with the level and I saw something, and now I have this new level I can play on. And I found a couple of new units that I can use now just because I've been goofing around. So that part's pretty cool. But let's talk about the achievements. For the most part, they are stuff that you'll get just through playing, like killing 20 units with a clubber, finishing each campaign, finishing a campaign without losing. Now, that is really easy to do if you download overpowered units and you change some settings that allow you to use any unit on any map that you want. And then you can basically just put in these super overpowered, like, guys with assault rifles just mowing down, like, cavemen from across the screen. It's kind of funny. But that's how you're going to get through all the campaigns as quickly as possible. Is you just spam as many of those guys as you can, and they just wipe out the other side in like 10 seconds. It's kind of boring, but this is a game that you can play while you're doing something else. So you just run those simulations, you get through all the campaigns. That set of achievements is done. Then there are achievements for going and finding all of the hidden units across the maps, which is, it's kind of fun to do. Bills has a really good video that shows you all of them, and you can watch it in real time and get it done basically in the same amount of time that the video takes. It's not too hard to follow. You can pause every now and then and just go through that. And then just have some fun kind of situational things like kill Zeus with Thor or kill Thor with Zeus. Either way you want to do it, whoever you like more.
This just looks like dumb fun.
It is kind of dumb fun, but I think it wears out its welcome a little bit. There were some really confusing or how the heck am I going to do that achievements that I just couldn't figure out, and there were no good solutions for them as soon as this came out. Now, this has only been out for like a week or so, week and a half. But everything now has a solution, pretty much. The things that you would want to have solutions that are, difficult or I don't understand, those all have solutions now. A lot of that will be through downloads or just, here are the steps that you follow to go do this. So if you want it, go get it, because it is 4,227 TA for 1,000 gamer score. And it takes, let's see, I played it for 8 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know if all of that was playtime.
I was going to ask you about that.
I don't think it was. TA says it takes 6 to 8 hours. I really feel like that's high too. I think if you were just going through for the achievements, you can get it done a lot faster. But if you're trying to enjoy it, you're looking at about, let's just say 8 hours.
All right.
It's definitely on my G-Task list whenever that thing happens.
Yes. Because I think people will start this and realize, oh crap, what have I done? I have to spend 6 more hours in this if I want to get all of it done.
How easy is it to dive?
It's very easy to dive. You can finish a level without doing any damage. The first one is kill 20 units with a clubber. Now, I think there's fewer than 20 clubbers on the first level, but I think that the first couple levels will definitely have 20 clubbers combined. So you'll get it by completing the first, let's say, 4 or 5 levels, I would think.
All right. So easy to dive in Game Pass. Yeah, this would probably be a decent G-Task one.
I think so, yeah.
And then probably obligatory and not too bad, but no, I was going to mention you mentioned the mods. Obviously, these are sanctioned mods and are good to go. No fear of
it's
being
all
banned.
part of the game. The game has the ability to go in and search and download the mods and do all throughout the game. So I can't imagine that this would have any kind of issue with that.
Excellent. And you could do the mod thing on console too, right?
Yes, you can do it on console. I think it's actually easier on console because logging into the site is tied to your Xbox handle, whereas if you do it on the PC where I did everything, you have to use an email address and then jump through some email hoops to get access to actually download. So it might actually be easier to get it done on Xbox, but then you can't type as well when you're typing in some of these things. And the achievement hunters have gotten in on it. If you start searching for a chievo or achieve, when you're looking at maps, battles, campaigns, and units, you'll see a lot of stuff in there. So although I think because this was on the PC a while ago, a lot longer than it was in Xbox, they seem to use the term cheese. So PC people use cheese instead of chievo. So
I like that. And it's been in Game Pass for a while. I guess version 1.0 finally came out, so achievements.
Yeah, it was game preview for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally accurate battle simulator.
All right. And what you got for us?
Right. I was just going to ask, would you recommend it?
Oh, my bad.
Would I recommend it?
Like
as
outside
a game?
Outside, yes. That thing, yes. Outside of easy, quick TAD.
I was interested in it just from looks funny. Like that looks funny. That looks like something I just want to play around with. I remember when it was on preview or whatever, early access, I thought, hey, I would like to check that out and just, goof around with it. So in practice, though, it's not as much fun as I had hoped. It actually, on the PC, it causes my fans to spin like crazy. So it overheats my PC quickly, which is crazy because there's not a whole lot going on. I think it's just inefficient, or I don't know.
Guess I don't want to play that.
I don't know what, but you can turn down settings and things, and that might help. I didn't do that. I was just like, whatever, I can deal with a little noise. I'm not playing it forever, and it played fine on the Xbox. There's no chunk or anything. I just noticed that my PC would just kick it up 3 notches, and I could really hear the fans going. So, would I recommend it? I'd recommend that people look at it. I certainly thought it was fun before I had any thoughts of achievements, but it didn't really pan out to be like a super fun game that I would spend hours playing just for fun.
All right. Speaking of games that I would definitely spend hours playing, last week before our live podcast, I streamed a game called Flasco Man, in which the only thing I knew about it is that you can get the 1,000 gamer score in approximately 5 minutes. So I thought it'd be a fun idea to go in blind and see how long it would take last week. And I forgot to mention it on the actual show, so I'm mentioning it here. This was brought to us by Flying Islands team, who you might recognize from the wonderful games such as Mushroom Quest and Mushroom Savior and Aborigines and Pixel Gladiator.
Oh, I like one of those.
Yes.
I didn't mind Mushroom Quest either. I like that in Pixel Gladiator.
So the main thing they all have in common is they're pretty easy completions, and they all have over 1,000 gamer score outside of Flasco Man. So far, right now, we'll see.
Give it time.
But I don't know what they could do from there because going in blind, I managed to get to completion in 6 minutes and 18 seconds. And that was with me dying on purpose to see if that was an achievement and taking a stupid death early on. So yeah, if you get this game, you'd be hard-pressed to not complete it. Now, I was actually having fun with it for that 6 minutes. It was a puzzle platformer. It's always fun.
When you go back 6 minutes, and you did not know anything going in. I did not know the achievement list.
No.
Yeah.
So the only thing, you just need to make progression, and then you are good to go.
Weren't you actually playing and you said, well, let me check my achievements, and you had the completion?
Yes. The one time I decided to check, I had the completion. It's always fun when you see a game like this to see who didn't complete the game. So there's 1,773 people with the game, and 50 people 50 people did not complete it. So that gives it a 1,006 TA. So I guess that happens.
Wow.
It's always interesting to see.
Well, I have one person on my friend list. That's Mental Knight.
Some people probably just dived it.
He likes to do this, I think. He likes to just dive these easy games.
Just so they're on his tag.
Do they have weird achievement values? Because I know he did that recently. He's just going for weird score values.
No,
they're the opposite of weird. 10 achievements worth 100 each. Yeah, your favorite. Yeah, so I would wait for a sale, but I didn't hate it. But you're probably not going to keep going once you get to completion, honestly, with this one.
Would you keep going? Would you go back to it?
So
it wasn't that good.
If they do the standard thing of adding more gamer score and making you progress through more levels, then yes.
I'm surprised Zidalon hasn't created a game yet where the achievement list is just press one of each button, and each button press is an achievement.
I mean, they've definitely slowed down with that stuff as of late. But they're also coming out with Windows 10 ports of things. Like everyone's favorite Dark Grim Margarigulibulis.
Gesundheit.
People did not like that one. But they're going to do it all over again anyway for Gamerscore. Wanted to give a quick shout out to my group of Mental Knight and Dude with the Face and Michelle. We got done Queen's Quest 3. So I guess the magic number is 3 weeks. We got this done on the third sitting. This game actually showed up on my Better Completions Matter list for the mini UHH thing that Iron Fist of Snuff came up with. So that was pretty cool.
I thought you were going to say RTDL.
No, I would never say that. Didn't show up on my RTDL this month, but I played it anyway. I just wanted to quickly shout out Iron Fist of Snuff. This was a fun little thing he did this month. He matched up people in the community and gave them 5 games each to go for achievements in like games. So Queen's Quest 3 wound up on mine. And so that's done. And finally, I wanted to talk about another game we've talked about on the show, but I just got done with it. And that's Purple Chicken Spaceman. Oh my goodness.
So good.
I want to say when we first talked about this game, I didn't know who Parry Gripp was. So the enormity of the awesome theme song did not hit me as much. But now I am a master at knowing all of his songs. Like Raining Tacos and The Ilk. So basically in this game, unfortunately, it is such where you basically just have to play the same stage over and over and over and collect power-ups. You collect the shields and you collect the bombs. And you just have to hoard them and you just die and you get as many shields and bombs as you can get. And then you can go through the stages and just spam the shield and kill everyone and then use the bombs on the bosses. And unfortunately, there's not much skill involved. There's one achievement where you have to get through a level without using power-ups, which is the quote-unquote hardest achievement. I did want to give a PSA about that achievement. I did it 3 times and it did not pop. And then I read a solution saying if you hit retry, it will not pop. Every time you die, you have to quit to the main menu and try again. And that's the only way it will pop. And I concur. And that is how it worked for me. And that's called You Can't Touch This. Oh, no, wait. So.
Great game. So much fun.
Anyway, it was fun. Each level has its own original music on it.
Barbell chicken, spaceman.
And there's a sound test also in the menu if you just want to listen to the great music independently. So one thing I wanted to say is this game is worth a lot of TA. It is worth 1,600 TA. So I'm thinking people either don't want to do the grind, or they played it and said this game's hard and then turned it off. Which is what I did initially. I said, how is anyone supposed to do this? Until learning that your bombs and your shields carry over. Which almost kind of makes it...
That first level is the hardest.
That almost kind of makes it roguelite-y. It's weird. The other thing I wanted to mention... You go ahead, Kenny.
I was just going to say, that first level is the hardest. And if you can overcome that, you can pretty much complete the game. I streamed this, forever ago when it came out, and I streamed it for like 2-ish hours, and the first hour was literally just that first level. It took me so long to beat that.
But you probably
when I beat that, it felt like an accomplishment.
But you probably didn't realize...
You haven't played this since you streamed it.
you probably...
I went back once or twice to try to get achievements and couldn't get...
But did you realize that you could save the shields and the bombs? You probably didn't realize that. That's my guess. So
I think I eventually realized that.
Okay. Because once you do
But I think I tried to beat it without doing that. I can't quite remember.
Okay.
But I think I eventually did try to... I think I eventually did wind up using like a bunch of shields and bombs or something. I don't know. It's been too long. I haven't watched it in a very long time.
Well, that's the achievement I was talking about earlier called It's All Me, beat a level without using a power-up. Where you cannot hit try again.
I have that.
Well, I eventually... It's honestly not that bad.
It's not the easiest completion. If you persevere, I'm sure everybody could get the completion, but it's not an easy one. And I've tried 2 or 3 times to get it, and now I'm like, I'm out. I don't care.
Well... Remember the old adage.
I don't feel like doing that grind.
Remember the old adage. If L can do it, you can do it.
Wait, did you complete it?
Yeah, I completed it.
Oh. I miss you saying that. Dang.
He's the only one of the 4 of us, which we've all played it. He's the only one to complete it.
I mean, if you look at my...
GGL.
I mean, I have at least 20 friends that have completed it. So, yeah, it's very completable.
Now, there is one achievement... I was going to say some stuff,
but... Okay.
There's one achievement for playing stupid late into the night. Did you get that naturally?
I did. Look at when I got it. I got it right at 2 a.m. Which is really... I was
going to say, he stayed up late.
It's really not stupid. It's really not that stupid late for me, being up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's called...
That's crazy late.
It's called Go to Bed, Sean, with 4 exclamation points and a 1. I would love to know who that's directed towards.
That's the only way you get playtime. Is stay up and sacrifice sleep.
Well, yeah, look at my playtime. Yes. 23 hours and 27 minutes. The last thing I was going to say is to beat the game, you need to go in with like 60 shields and 60 bombs because you're going to get you're going to get a boss rush at the end. And then once you beat the game,
is so difficult.
And then once you beat the game, you got to do it all over again. Finish the game for a second time. So you got to go through all the levels again and then the boss rush again. So I think that part was completely unnecessary. Nothing changes. You just have to do it again.
How long did it take you to accumulate your 60?
It takes longer than it should because you only get like 1 or 2 power-ups each time before you either die or you have to quit out and then you keep your stuff. I mean, this says 3 to 4 hours. It's definitely longer than that.
What?
It's definitely longer than that.
There's no way
Even if
someone
you know
can
what
beat that
you're
in 3 to 4 hours.
If you turn the game off, do you lose your accrued power-ups?
No. And as a matter of fact, when you're doing the boss rush and you die, you can dashboard and you can go back in with whatever you had. So that's another
I was
thing.
just thinking if
Oh,
like,
that's good to know.
you don't
No,
have
no,
a ton
you
of
save
time.
everything. No, you save everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you
must
have a
did
nephew,
something a little
you
inefficient.
if you have a nephew, you can probably hoard some power-ups. If you need some tips, let me know.
Last thing to say about this.
Oh.
This goes on sale periodically. I want to say down as low to like $3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you do see it that low, I wholeheartedly recommend picking it up. It is absolutely worth $3 or however low it goes. Actually, I think it's like a $10 game if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I would have guessed 5, but it is 10.
And honestly, 10 I don't think is unreasonable, but I also don't necessarily think I would pay that because Game Pass.
Yeah, but 5 of it is for the song, the intro song at least.
Absolutely.
Parry Gripp
Just
had to
YouTube
get
that.
paid.
It's so good.
All right, well, that's Purple Chicken Spaceman. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
man. And if you need any tips, let me know. I'm quite the expert now.
More of an expert than us.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's get on to some sales.
Ooh.
You're first up.
There wasn't much that caught my eye this week. I actually was going to recommend a Zidalon game, which was my favorite one, 50 Years, which is $3.49 down from $5, and it has an extra bonus of being worth 4,000 gamer score, which will probably go to 5,000 at some point.
Totally.
That
All their games are going to go to 5.
Yeah, like I said, you haven't seen it recently, so I don't know what's going on there. There's also some East Asia softs, such as Void Gore and Iro Hero. Those are on sale fairly frequently.
Iro Hero was good.
A lot of easy games on sale this week. Check them out, or go to Corey and ask him what he's gonna come up with.
Corey, what have you come up with?
So I picked some really bad games.
Yay.
The first one is not completable, or at least nobody's completed it. Some of the achievements are buggy, but it is on sale for $3.59, and it's called Puss
Oh,
with the exclamation mark on
you
it.
just
In
want
boots?
you just wanted to say that.
Well, I did want to say it, but it also
Don't look at me when you're saying it. Stop.
It warrants you to look up a YouTube video of gameplay of this. Epilepsy warning.
Oh my god, I remember this. Okay.
Get careful with your word Google searches of the game Puss. But it's a puzzle game apparently. And there's cats, and there's a lot of changing lights. And it's normally $12, so it's on sale for $3.59. It's just super weird. Only 152 starters, and I like to see weird games like that. Not that it makes this a good game, because it's probably not, but it's out there. The other
This
thing
is
I
a
wanted
Sarah
to mention,
game.
the other game I wanted to mention
Wow.
is a game I've been looking at for a long time, and by looking at I mean I've been watching the price, and that is Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. So it's a 2-pack game. The gamer score on it is 3,000. The TA on it is over 10,000, and apparently it takes 150 to 200 hours to complete. It's normally $50 on sale for 20, which happens to be the lowest price digitally that it's ever been sold at. And I've seen it at this price physically, but it was like, I think it could go down to 10, and I don't think it ever has, but maybe you found a good clearance deal. 20 is probably still a good price for it. It's even cheaper if you go to other countries. But regardless, this is a game I thought I played growing up that I really liked. But I can't imagine, like I went and looked at gameplay. I can't imagine me playing this kind of game today. And so it's like I had this on my price tracker on TA. It's now going to come off of it because I don't need it. Not that I'm going to buy it because I'm like, am I really going to play this? Probably not.
I was wondering why you're interested in a 150-hour game.
Well, that has less to do with it. Like, I just looked at the game and I'm like, there's a lot of reading and it just looks like really bad Diablo or something. I don't know. It's probably one of Koosh's. It's probably one of Koosh's like all-time favorites or something. But
it's on. All I know about it is that it's an old person's game.
It came out when I was in college, so thank you for that. And I remember.
What year was that?
Well, it would have been after '93. So it would have been.
You were in college in '93.
I was in college in '93. That is correct.
Damn, I was 2.
I was also in high school in '93, so it was a fun year.
I was 2. You're so old.
So I remember when it came out because my friends, some of whom were into D&D, were really into this. Now, I was not into this game, but I did see their excitement and also the fact that they were playing it forever. So I think, yeah, the 150 hours sounds about right.
Yeah, and I played it on like Xbox, original Xbox, or PlayStation 2, and so it may not even been one of these Baldur's Gates that I played. But regardless, it's an enhanced version of a really old and beloved game, and it's as cheap as it's ever been digitally. So there you go.
All right, and how about you, Nate?
Oh, I found a couple things, surprising no one. Area 86. This is $5 down from 10. It's listed as a puzzle platformer, and I want to say, after watching some video of it, some gameplay of it, is very different than what I thought it would be based on the screenshots. On the screenshots, I was thinking it was kind of like the Impossible Machine, where you're setting up chain reactions to solve the thing. It's not that at all. You are a robot.
Oh my god, that game was great.
You're a robot. You're moving through the environment, and you're completing a checklist of things that you have to do to get through to the next room. And I was getting moving out vibes. So not a perfect moving out clone. So it's not exactly what you want if you want more moving out. But I was getting the sense that this was moving out meets Portal. I then checked to see, which of my friends have played this. And of course, it's Carnage and Mental Knight. And so I then went and asked Mental Knight. I said, hey, why'd you stop playing this? Because you only have 2 achievements. He played it to get the 115-point achievement. There's a 115-point achievement. He played, he got to that point, and he was out. Now, I didn't ask him anything further, because I think you can get that in the first level. So,
what a team player! Yeah,
the game looks good to me. It looks interesting. Well, I shouldn't say it looks good. It looks interesting. It looks like it might be worth rolling the dice on that. That's Area 86. Check it out. A game that I was very interested in, but no one seems to have played it. Retro Machina. And it has 46 starters. This is an action-adventure game. It's $10 down from $20, and it looks good. So I don't understand what the deal is. Now, it's a first-time developer, Orbit Studios, with publisher Super.com, who have published 3 games, Alchemist Adventure, Retro Machina, and Raiji, an Ancient Epic, which I also thought looked very good, but have not put much time into other than the demo. So yeah, I'm going to be picking this up. I wanted to get a review copy, but that didn't happen back when it first came out. So I will be checking this out. I really like the art style. I really like the motif that you're in. It's kind of like if you imagine like the Jetsons time, but a post-apocalyptic Jetsons. There's huge robot battles that you're fighting. It's hand-drawn. And it looks really cool. So maybe check it out. Then the last thing I want to mention is just a PSA for Party Hard. Both of those games are on sale right now. Party Hard, the original, is $3.24 down from $13. Party Hard 2 is $5 down from $20. They're both stealth. Don't be scared off by Party Hard 2 being listed as having 1 discontinued. That's actually been patched, and TA has not yet updated the status of the game. But if you look at the solution for the achievements that they think is discontinued, it is in fact been fixed. Vudix commented on it, and other people have gotten it. So it is gettable. I think if you had started it previously, you might have to do a brand new save, go back and complete all the challenges. I think it was get all the challenges or complete all challenges. So if you'd already previously started, you're going to have to do it again. If you haven't, then the game is perfect and you will not have noticed any issues. It's a fun game. You're basically just going around murdering people in all kinds of interesting ways, trying to do things without being discovered, throwing bodies in over ledges, in incinerators, things like that, from a top-down perspective and kind of like a pixel art. So yeah, it's dark. It's very dark, but this is a month for dark games. So maybe check it out. Pretty hard.
All right.
Check it out.
All right. Well, if you don't want to buy anything, there is some games with gold. Available all month long is Arrow. Available starting the 16th is Hover. And then on the 360 side, starting the 16th is Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Get some free games. And then Game Pass news, because we got a bunch of them this week. Added, it's all crap from last week.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. Okay, here we go. There is some new stuff. So coming out day that this show airs, Ring of Pain for the cloud console and PC. Along with that is the Rift Breaker for cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S, so no Xbox One. And coming out Friday is The Good Life on cloud, console, and PC. And just as a reminder, some games that have been... these games are already gone, aren't they?
They're not gone yet, but by the time the people hear this, they probably will be, or they'll have a day. So
okay.
Maybe not worth mentioning.
Okay, we all mentioned that.
Yeah. Next week, we'll have new games that are going away that we'll have to play in a very quick time span.
So have fun with that, Nate. But with that, let's get to coming real soon. First game. Well, I have the first game, which is Nerf Legends. It's pretty much exactly what you think of. It's Nerf like the Nerf guns. It looks like an arena first-person shooter. It looks like fun. You get to use the actual like Nerf blasters. I personally am a fan of Nerf. We've had a Nerf wars at like church and whatnot a couple of different times. I have a couple of guns. Brooke has a couple of guns. Both my nephews do. I've got darts all over my house. So when I saw this, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. That's probably going to be a fun game. And that's coming out next Tuesday, October 19th.
I'm trying to see, because I'm watching the video, like you're obviously shooting people. What happens when their health runs out? And it kind of cut away, but like, do they just disintegrate?
They walk off the field.
Like, oh, I'm out. Don't hit me.
It looks like they possibly disintegrate. And also, maybe it's just me. It doesn't also look like it's super clear that it's Nerf bullets. It almost kind of looks like lasers.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Nerf at all. Like, if you watch the videos, they're just shooting like crazy. There's muzzle flashes, but then I didn't see any darts. So
I don't see darts, but it's definitely using Nerf blasters.
This would probably be better if it was darts.
Oh, it'd be 100 times better if it was darts.
No, if you hear the whistle,
and then they just kind of like bounced off of people
and still do damage.
That'd be hilarious. It'd be so funny.
I don't know how many Nerf guns you guys have. There are some Nerf guns that do sting when you get shot by them. Some of them guns are pretty strong.
Yeah,
especially if you get the real good.
I don't be it beside me. Nerf bayonet.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. All right, Corey, you got the next game.
I do, and that comes out on Wednesday, October 20th, and it's called Sheepo. And surprise, surprise, it's a Metroidvania, but it is a little bit of a different one. It has, it's a platformer, but it has a shape-shifting thing that you are. I guess it's called a Sheepo. I'm not exactly sure. And you got to traverse different planets and collect samples of these creatures. And to get a creature, you got to unhatch their egg. It seems like normally that comes behind a boss battle. So there you go, bosses. They say that there is not standard combat, but it is mostly on platforming and exploration. So that will be interesting with bosses to see how you actually defeat them. when it comes to the platforming, these creatures that you're finding and saving, they actually give you these abilities, it seems like. So there's where your different abilities come in, where you can explore different areas. They do say that it is non-linear gameplay. They start you out somewhat linearly, but then the map opens up and you can make the route yourself. So there's that, and then there's collectibles that turn into the currency that you can use at the in-game shop. So it seems to have everything that I want in a Metroidvania. It's 2D for one thing, and it looks pretty unique. So I'm interested in trying it out. Has lots of positive reviews on Steam. It's been out just over a year, so it should be a good one. I haven't not really dissected the achievement list, but there's not just 10 achievements, so that's good. I like to have a little bit of variety and a little bit beefier of a number. So yeah, Sheepo comes out on Wednesday, October 20th.
Also
Nate,
coming
you have
out,
something too, right?
I have something coming out Wednesday, October 20th. Also, besides Sheepo, is Tony and Clyde. Now, not every game we point out is because we think it's good. Sometimes we put out things that we think are interesting, like, and that's the case with this game. I think this game could be good. I'm not positive. It's a twin stick shooter in kind of a gangsterish Reservoir Dog / Pulp Fiction style to it. And it looks like a combination of Katana Zero and Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Now, what I'd like you to do is look at the art for Tony and Clyde.
Ha!
And then
I
look
was
at
just
the art.
Googling that.
Look at the art for Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Side by side, I think there's something there. I think they are doing this on purpose because it's two people in the title.
Oh, they have to be.
It's got a 2. If you look at the guns, it looks like a 2. There's something here. I don't know if the developers worked on this. I think there's something to this, and I'm interested. I'm interested in the game, but I'm also interested in this potential connection. So maybe check that out, and if someone knows more, I'd love to hear about it. Now, a game that I would like to check out, and surprise, surprise, Thursday, October 21st, it's a game that uses shadow mechanics, and it's a puzzle game, and it's got cuteness to it. So I guess I'm interested. It's Tandem, A Tale of Shadows, and it redefines the puzzle platformer genre with a unique gameplay and exceptional aesthetics. Help Emma and the teddy bear Fenton solve the mystery of the disappearance of the famous magician Thomas Kane. As Emma, you're basically lighting up. When you're playing as Emma, she's in a top-down view. So the view doesn't really change. The camera is above the level. She's moving top-down. You can pause her and switch to Fenton. And when you're in Fenton, you're playing a left to right. The camera doesn't shift. You're just now playing on that exact same view as Fenton. It's a very cool idea. A lot like...
this looks cool.
Yeah. What was that Shadow with Me, Beside Me game? It's kind of similar to that. And so, yeah, no surprise that I'm interested in this. It features 5 beautiful Victorian-inspired worlds, inspired by Tim Burton, Jules Verne's, Conan Doyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and players have to carefully alternate between Emma and Fenton if they hope to escape. I don't know that word, and I didn't prepare. Dimensions Alive. Solve over 40 puzzles and obstacles. You're going to be facing mechanical toy-like enemies. They look really cool. And bosses throughout each dimension. And the players are invited to discover creative and elaborate cutscenes. Clever fans will find hidden rooms that reveal clues about the disappearance of Thomas Kane. This looks really cool. Check it out. It's definitely a style that I like, and you will not be surprised if you check this out that I'm interested in it. That's Tandem, A Tale of Shadows.
Yeah, there's been a couple of games that you've mentioned that has this same idea or feel in the gameplay. And I know there's a couple of people in the Discord that have really latched onto these games as well. So this is something many people will probably like in the Discord. All right, next, Al, you got the last game.
I do. All right, the game that I'm going to be talking about is called Zombo Buster Rising, which looks to be Plants vs. Zombies type clone.
Ooh.
But you are standing on top of a terrace and you're using a gun and shooting them. So it's a little less family friendly, I guess. But it looks very kiddie, though, and cutesy.
Well, it looks less tower defensey. I'm not sure.
Well, the genre is tower defense for now.
That's
anyway.
definitely tower defense.
Yeah, it
I
looks
don't
like
see
a
the
rails
towers.
type shooter thingy.
I'm not sure how you shoot, or if you're auto shooting or you're aiming, because it's hard to tell from the video footage I'm looking at. This comes out Friday, October 22nd. But I will definitely keep an eye on this one, because the family all like Plants vs. Zombies. Looks like this is an older
That's
game.
a great game.
The Steam version I'm looking at came out in 2016, so it's a little bit older. But it looks
Got
interesting.
positive reviews, very positive reviews, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
This doesn't look awful.
Yeah, I was interested in it when I saw it.
$2 on Steam, so that's a guaranteed $5 for Xbox at least, maybe 10.
All right, yeah.
It can't be more than 10.
Always interested to see what these mobile ports are like on the Xbox and see what kind of achievement lists they come up with. And the price. And Zombo Buster Rising.
Well, I can tell you the achievements. They look. You got to defeat a lot of things. You got to acquire all the gems, fully upgrade all characters.
From what you've seen, they usually mirror the Steam achievement lists?
A lot of times, yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Probably
a
easier.
very good comparison. If you don't have an achievement list, you can look at Steam achievements, and typically they'll be the same.
All right. Nick, give us a rundown of the Gamertag Challenge.
Sure, real quick. October, Lego Head 1977 is the patron gamer tag. This wildcard game is anything in the Bioshock series, previous completion, or any achievement earned in the series. And the bonus is, scary, scary. Achievements that have a horror-related word. Example, horror, blood, scream, unobtainable. These are all worth 1 bonus draw per unique. Variants are not allowed, so blood would count for bloodied, bloodies, bloods, I don't know, whatever else. Yeah, and these are words, not phrases, so keep that in mind. If you have any questions, check out the channel, ask there. That's part of the fun, is torture and bait.
That is definitely part of the fun. All right. Well, in that case, last section for us, Brag Can't. Take it away, Corey.
All right, let's wrap this up. For completions, we have X Neo21X. He has completed 400 games. Mike Pitch crossed the 700 completions line there. And our buddy Mental Knight, who dives every easy game, has also completed over 900 games.
Not bad.
Congrats to you three.
In ratio, P. Tartan has reached a new milestone with a ratio of 1.5. It's a live X with a ratio of 1.8. And 3 people have hit the 2.0 ratio mark. They are Dan's Pacifics and Seamus McLimey and Hack and Bone. In streaks, Northern Lass is currently on a 400-day streak. EL Sock on a 450-day streak. Unky Tim Fu, 1,800 days. Prue, currently on 2,050 days. Plantain 42 with the big 3,000. And Mad Eye Pad Eye with 3,150.
In gamer score, I need some water.
The Old Bay got him.
Yeah, the Old Bay. Soundware Core has reached 150,000 gamer score. Sincere Seeker 6, 250,000. ZZ Urban Spaceman, 650,000. Nice. And Mental Knight 5 has hit 1.3 million gamer score.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, you remember when P. Tart, before she had kids, used to write pretty on everything on TA? I totally miss those days.
Kids, man, they change you.
Not at all. I know, right? Don't have time to troll people.
She also used to talk in the Discord a lot.
Oh. Did you say something about annoying Koosh in the gamer tag room? I'm going to annoy him right now. Here we go. All right. In leaderboards, Alex R. Davies is now in the top 20 of the achievements completion percentage leaderboard for role-playing plus turn-based. All right. Ahizo has hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 milestones for card and board. Oh,
Lord.
I think I know what happened. The new achievements for
Played
Solitaire came out, and they were very inflated. That's
lucrative.
Very lucrative.
That makes sense.
Did we talk about those last week? I'm trying to remember. They came out with 850 new gamer score for Solitaire after all these years. I think we did talk about it. And I think they're still only available on the PC. Actually, I think they're available on phones now too. So those scores should be going down. Bastion readers in the top 10 of the USA TA leaderboard for shoot 'em ups. That's a lot. That's really good. Arutarek is now in the top 100 of the max possible completion percentage leaderboard for turn-based. Fista Roboto is in the top 20 of the Australia TA ratio leaderboard. Fluttery Chicken is in the top 1,000 in Europe and 500 in England TA leaderboard for management. That's your old favorite thing to do. Fuwath is in the top 20,000 of TA leaderboard for simulation racing. High Road version 2 is in the top 1,000 of the TA leaderboard for casino. That's pretty cool. Ice Fire TN now in the top 200 of the TA leaderboard for Vayners. J Blach is now in the top 50 of the Canada TA leaderboard for card and board. Hope you had a good Canadian Thanksgiving, Jables. And you too, MDP. KooshMoose is now in the top 2,000 of the TA difference leaderboard. Hey, Koosh,
nice.
Does that make any difference?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just play for fun.
Okay, not for achievements. In Brag Camp, we coincidentally got a message from someone kind of new to the Discord. Definitely not stalling. I had it and then it went away. Oh, here it is. Echo. He talked about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. He completed it. And he said, for anyone on the fence, this game is actually great. MP achievements aren't hard, don't require boosting unless you're really bad. SP stuff is very easy. All right, so that seems like a positive recommendation. We have Elroy OMJ. Right? He is now number 1 beat 'em up champ in Tennessee. Well, you know, Elroy, you can click the follow my milestone button and friend the H101 account, and then it'll show up. So you don't have to just talk about it in Brett Camp. I can actually read it.
I am looking at his friend feed, and I don't see it. But I do see it in his leaderboards. Well,
you got to teach him how to click around a TA and click these things.
The big news is he took down Big Stallion. So me and him, we're taking Stallion down left and right on the Tennessee leaderboards.
Well, does he even play anymore?
Except for gamer score.
Does he still play?
Yeah, he still plays.
No, come on.
He plays Forza 5, Forza Horizon 5.
He plays for fun.
Oh, so he gets all kinds of perks now. Got it.
Yes.
He's in it. You know what's interesting about Forza Horizon 5? You need to get used to going back to driving in the correct lane after 4, where you're in England and you're driving.
You know what else is interesting? You can pay money to play it.
Oh boy, you want to fight about this? We could fight about this.
Not fighting.
I cannot believe that in Wheeling and Dealing, you guys are talking about. Oh, I'm going to spend $50 on VIP access and all this stuff.
You get everything except the actual game.
Just wait a month; it'll be half price.
No,
it's Wheeling and Dealing. We see Forza Horizon 4 DLC for sale every freaking week.
Wait, so I can pay $50 and play in a month early?
You can play it like 4 days early.
4 days early.
4 days.
You get both expansions, and like
car
VIP
pack.
and stuff like that.
Then
but
what's
if
the
your
point of Game
goes out,
Pass?
I don't think you can play the game.
Do you get the map that tells you where all the signs are and things? The treasure
That's a
map?
Good
$2
question.
DLC. Does the
Actually, I have it open right
It
here.
is a $2 DLC.
Does the
Yes.
driver come to your house and sign autographs? Like, what is so important?
You get the car pass. You get both expansions. You get a VIP membership, which is $20 by itself, and a welcome pack.
Welcome
You probably
pack.
still have to pay $2 for the map.
Yeah.
Probably.
The real kicker is if you stop Game Pass, I guess you can't play it anymore. So
That's
I would probably pay for the map over this thing.
I don't know. Like Forza, the
That's
Horizon
tempting.
at least, they do really good expansions at least. So
They
you
really
kinda,
do.
Like you can kind of bank on it being good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely get the DLC. I'll get the expansions, but I won't get them day one. Day one, I might buy the, like I said, the treasure map just so I can get those signs.
I see. I will probably do it.
See, I bought the car pass
And it's $45.
and all the
with Game
DLC
Pass.
for $4 when it went on a deep discount. I think I got everything for like $15, maybe $17, something like that. It was a deep discount. I'm like, I can't say no to this. Added like 50 cars or something like that. I can't wait for that game. That's gonna be good.
all right. And the last person I wanted to spotlight.
Oh yeah, we're in Brad Camp.
The last person I wanted to spotlight was Raw Sauce Ross, who posted a brag picture of completing the entire Remedy series, which includes Alan Wake for the 360,
Titanfall.
Alan Wake's American Nightmare, Quantum Break, Control for the One, Control for the Windows, and Control Ultimate Edition, and the new
Dang.
Alan Wake Remastered. He already completed it.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
I did not realize there was that many versions of those.
It was also not just showing that he completed them all, but he is actually number 1 on that leaderboard.
Hey,
And that
nice.
brought a cool discussion of you can track series leaderboards.
Yes, since Corey was the only person
I-
that didn't know.
And I did not know
you
that,
could
so it
do
was very
that.
cool to me.
Cool. I'll go to Corey's defense. I didn't know that either. That's actually kind of cool.
If you click follow series, you see them show up on the side of your homepage. It's really cool.
Yeah, I don't do that. That's
Well,
junky.
I don't do that either.
It looks cool. You knock stuff before you try it all the time. Stop it.
Absolutely.
You're like an old person. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to stick with this flip phone.
I
That's
don't
you.
TA. You're the one that uses TA like an old person.
Don't disparage TA. It's
Yeah,
the reason we're
Print
here,
out the
baby.
pages.
Do not disparage TA.
Print out all the solutions.
Get hip with the times. It's a bad social media. It's just good for guides. Get on that TikTok.
Oh, God.
Probably goes to MapQuest too.
And the,
Turn by turn directions.
and the other random news, apropos of nothing, is that Tim Schafer from Double Fine is going to be playing Brutal Legend. I think he traveled back in time. But there's an achievement with his name on it, 6 Degrees of Tim Schafer, where I guess he played it in the beginning when it came out, and it was viral, where if you beat somebody who got that achievement, then you would get that achievement. But he's going to be playing it for Rocktober 13th, so I guess tomorrow being yesterday. Oops. But, yeah, so that's pretty cool. If you could play Brutal Legend with Tim Schafer, that would be pretty cool.
Can you
gonna
remind
do
me
it?
what the multiplayer of Brutal Legend was?
It is awful RTS.
What a pitch.
I mean, it's great.
I remember loving Brutal Legend. I don't remember it.
Do you-
I would.
Do you not
I would love
remember
a sequel.
the random RTS parts of Brutal Legend?
No, I don't remember that.
Really?
No.
But you loved it.
I remember liking
Did you
it.
get
I like
that far?
Jack Black though. I'm pretty sure I completed it at one point.
So in between the action parts, there are these RTS parts where you had to fly your little guy around and kill towers. Yeah.
I vaguely remember
Yeah,
that.
so the multiplayer is all about that, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's the Brags. Nice job, Ross. Nice job, Elroy. And Mr. Echo, who is also from Lost.
All right.
And bring it on home, Kenneth.
All right. And with the normal outro stuffs.
You could have been playing.
can
Back
check us
for
out on
Blood,
Twitch.
Son of a bitch.
For real.
I know, right?
You can check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/AH101. Be sure to change your password. You want to get in contact with us, you can do so by sending us a Twitter tweet on the Twitter @Achievements101. Come join the Discord, be a part of the community. That's where all the contest stuffs are, general talk. It's a lot of fun. Discord.io/AH101. Sub to us on YouTube, Achievement Hunting 101. And last but not least, if you can, help us out monetarily, keep the podcast going, keep the contest going, help us grow the community, grow the podcast. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Achievement Hunting 101. We greatly appreciate your support. But with that, class is dismissed. See y'all next week.
So long. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
To you, my friend.
Bye.
Welcome back to One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List, a segment where we take a look at the achievement list of a couple of games. One that is 2 thumbs up and one that is 1 middle finger up. What exactly makes those lists good or bad? Well, that's what we will be discussing. This is One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List. I am Elroy OMJ, and I am joined today by an individual who didn't want a peanut. He is Inigo Montoya.
All right, I'm going to try to keep the rhyming to a minimum, okay?
No more rhyming, I mean it. Oh, man. I just love it that that's your handle, because that's literally one of my favorite movies, if not the favorite movie I had growing up.
And a large reason why I took the gamer tag.
There you go, yeah. Like,
one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, I took this crap class in college. This is a little sidebar. I took a little crap class in college. It was something about like communication. I don't know. It was for my speech minor, and so it was some like how people interact with each other or whatnot. And so we had to pick a scene from a movie and basically dissect it. And so I chose, of course, Princess Bride, and I chose the wall, the cliff where basically Inigo cuts the rope on Wesley, spoiler alert, and then later drags him up, and then they have their fight. And so it went from that whole, when they first start communicating, where he's like, hello there, and all the way up until, he would no sooner destroy a stained glass window or whatever, and then hits him and knocks him out. It ran that whole scene, and I wrote about a 12-page paper about that. So,
well, I'm honestly surprised you were able to get it into just 12 pages.
Oh, there's a lot going on, man.
There is a lot going on in that scene, and we don't want to spoil it too much, because there may or may not be some folks that, surprisingly enough, have not seen that movie.
Which is insane, because it is such a great movie.
It really is.
I'm so glad they haven't tried to ruin it by remaking it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was just you're not going to have a better cast. You're not going to have the chemistry. Don't even try.
Don't even try.
Happen. It's not going to happen. I mean,
I couldn't agree with you more.
All right. Well, it is a joy to record with you today. So let's just jump right into it. I have some crap lists for you, man. So we're going to talk about Fallen Knight, a very aptly named game there. Fallen Knight. He has fallen from the graces of good chievo lists. So this one is a hack and slash platformer. It's $15, I believe. It's got 3300 TA, and it's got 37 chivos, which I have 21 of the 37. Now, I do have to say that I actually did try to complete this game, and I'll give you more information on that in a sec. But unfortunately, I was unable to, because nobody has, and there's a good reason for that. So this game plays like an old school kind of, I don't know, Bionic Commando / Mega Man fusion type game. There's like robots everywhere, but you're not using like a retractable arm or anything like that. You're like, you can jump and all that, but I don't know, just kind of felt those two games kind of mashed together for some reason. And there's like robots everywhere, and then you get through that zone, and then you get to the boss, and then there's a boss fight, and then you just rinse and repeat kind of a thing. So there's only a couple of stages, only like 5 stages maybe, but so this is how I ended up with this little stinker on my tag. So Brer Rocker, Gotta love that guy. He announced that, we got like a review copy of it. And so it had not really even been on TA yet. And so I'm like, ooh, I could be the first one to complete this game. And so there was no data whatsoever to suggest that this was not a good game to try to do that with. And so I got intoxicated, man. I got the intoxication because I was being the first one to get the achievement, like on every single achievement. So that can get that messes with your head, man. You start making decisions that aren't great. So I got like the first 15 achievements, was like the first one to get them, and I was feeling good about this game. And then it all changed. So 21 of the achievements are pretty good. That's the good thing. The 21 of them, they're good. But why is this a bad list? It's because of the other 16. So that's the problem. All right. So here you go. This is why I have grief with this game, so to speak. Now, this game has a mechanic called a disarm. So it's not you pulling someone's arms off or anything like that. It is basically every enemy blinking before they attack. So there's like a real quick blink. Their whole body is like an LED. They blink, and you have to hit the correct button like right after they do it, but before they attack, and then it disarms them and murderizes them. Okay, so then they're like, oh man, I shouldn't have told you I was about to attack you. They're dead. Regrets. Now, there's a couple achievements for doing this to regular enemies, which is easy, no problem, right? There's only I think you only have to do 100. There's an achievement for 50 of them, and there's an achievement for 100 of them. So both of those, pretty fairly easy to get. You'll get those. You can pretty much just dedicate a whole stage to doing that, and you'll get both of those achievements, no problem. That is not the issue. Those are two of the okay ones. So that would be the Merciful Knight achievement and the Knight of Honor achievement. One for 100, one for 50. So those are easy. Now, the problem is that they have an achievement for all of the bosses using this mechanic. So it's not enough just to defeat the boss. You have to defeat the boss and by disarming him. Now, when you do this, they blink as well, but you hit the button, and then there's like this awkward moment after you hit that button, and like the two of you are just standing there, and they're like, and it's almost like it pisses them off, and they're like, oh hell no, you didn't just do that, did you? And then they just clobber you, right? I'm not sure what you're supposed to do after you hit it. I swear I disarmed the guy. I mean, he noticed it, right? He noticed it. I noticed it. And something's supposed to happen here? No, nothing happens. And so you try it again. You only get like maybe 3 good looks at it, and then you're dead. And so I have no idea how what you have to do to get this achievement. But apparently 5 people have figured it out. But when I actually cared about this game, zero of them had figured it out. So I haven't messaged any of them saying, how the hell do you disarm one of these bosses? Because there's nothing in the game that would tell you anything about like how you're supposed to do it. Basically, the extent of the tutorial is if an enemy blinks, just hit the button and disarms them. I mean, and I wasn't ready for the part that came after with the bosses. So that's 4 achievements right down the tubes, because you got to do that to every boss. It's either 4 or 5 of them, just right down the crapper. I'm not getting those. It's not happening. And so to further muddy the waters, there is a mysterious legendary rank that they award you for a stage. Now, the game plays out very similar to one of those games where if you finish a stage, it lays it out perfectly for you and whatnot. I didn't really see any rhyme or reason to any rank that I got. They're just like, here you go. You got the average rank. Okay, thanks for playing. And there wasn't really much. So yes. Oh, and the game is Fallen Knight, by the way. And so Fallen Knight has this Golden Knight achievement for us, 90 gamer score, for getting a legendary rank in each stage. So what that is, I have no idea. I have no idea what it was. I went through this one stage. I disarmed everyone, which is, I assume, the more difficult path. Didn't die. Killed the boss. I mean, I didn't disarm the boss. So you already know how that turns out. And I didn't even get a knight rank, which is apparently below the legendary knight rank. And only a couple people have managed to get a knight rank, and only one person has earned even a single legendary rank in any stage, because there's a legendary knight achievement for getting your first one, not in every one. The one that you get it in every stage, obviously, has not been unlocked yet. So apparently I'm not alone in this. So again, more muddy water. And then lastly, when you get to the main boss, which is a devil to beat, in fact, he is the devil. It's Lucifer. And so you kill Lucifer. Okay, you have to kill Lucifer, as well as disarm Lucifer for 2 achievements. And then there's 2 additional achievements other than those. I assume they come after. I'm not really sure. But one is for allowing Lucifer to show the truth of the Holy Grail. And another is for stopping Lucifer from doing so. So one would assume, I'm just spitballing here, one would assume if you killed him, that would be enough to stop him. But apparently not, because 5 gamers have killed the bastard, but only 1 gamer has stopped him from doing what he was setting out to do. So, Mr. Inigo, you may be familiar with this concept. So I'm thinking that Lucifer is only mostly dead when you kill him. I'm thinking maybe he gets resurrected, a little pilled, down the gullet, back to normal. I don't know, but
well,
now, go ahead.
I'm looking at the achievements now, and I'm seeing exactly what you're talking about.
I have no idea these, man.
There is some strange wording to it.
Yeah.
Because it says use the wrath of God, but based on what you had just said about the whole disarmament thing, where the game does an absolutely terrible job, from what you're telling me, of even explaining the disarmament process, which that's a whole other topic when games do just an awful job about describing, or even educating the gamer on what to do. But
absolutely.
It says here, use the wrath of God against Lucifer.
Yep. That is another one that kind of put a bug in my craw. That you have to use the wrath of God against the wrath of Lucifer. So one would assume. So the wrath of God is like your special attack. I think I figured that out, because there's a achievement for using it for the first time. Yeah, activate your first wrath of God. One of those easy little achievements. But so I know what that is. I just don't know what the Wrath of Lucifer is, which may be a good thing. I don't know if I want to know what the Wrath of Lucifer is.
I don't think any of us want to find out what the Wrath of Lucifer is.
But apparently he has an attack that's super special and is his wrath. And I guess I have to use my wrath at the same time he uses his wrath. I waited every time he attacked in a different pattern. I used my wrath, and I don't know what wrath he's using, because that one's only got 1 track gamer as well. So there's one person out there that could do the world a lot of good if they just started writing guides, but I'm not one to judge because I don't write guides. So, but yeah, one dude, whoever you are, let's see here. It looks like is this guy here. If he could be so kind, Mystical Dragon. Please, Mystical Dragon, please and thanks, give us a rundown on what in the world we're supposed to do on Fallen Knight. But that is kind of the gist of why I didn't like it. Like you said it perfectly. So, but let's see. Okay, one more gripe. So the Fallen Knight currency. Okay, the Fallen Knight currency. It needs to basically experience the same level of inflation as the US dollar, because you finish the entire game, all right? Besides Lucifer, because I wasn't able to beat Lucifer. I tried several times. I'm like, screw this game. I don't even know how to disarm anybody. And I finished everything besides Lucifer, and I could only afford like 2 upgrades. And there's like a whole freaking list of upgrades. And so I'm thinking, so either Lucifer is guarding like a bucket of cash that is just bigger than anything, or you have to play through this game like 100 times. And so
now
that
do you think the legendary ranks might reward more money?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? There's no information on it, so it just. I can't even get a night rank apparently, so I don't. Maybe playing it 100 times is my best option. I don't know if I wanted that achievement. So I don't know, man. The achievements just, they could have done stuff that was more in line with what you normally do in the game, and maybe get some realistic numbers in there. Because since you can't get this, no one's unlocked this, by the way. I mean, why would they? But the upgrade achievement, if that one didn't get you, or one of the 10 others that are crap don't get you, you're still not going to get the last achievement, which is gotta have them all, which is the poop on top. No. That's the
just looking
gotta have them all is the currency one, but the poop on top is the 0 to 0 achievement for getting all the other achievements. I'm sorry.
Do you think that's appropriately titled?
0 to 0. Man, a fallen knight surely is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I did feel the wrath of Lucifer by starting this thing up. I don't know, man. But they just need to. I think so I have a fix for it. My fix is to pull a zit and just throw this list in the trash and rework those lists, and like you fire up the game and you jump, you get an achievement, and then like you whatever, hit the menu button, you get an achievement, and be done with this thing. But yeah, I wasn't feeling this, so there you go.
Now the $15 price tag almost seems like highway robbery from what you're describing.
Well, maybe not, because for some reason some idiot gave this a 5-star ranking. In fact, I'm about to go crash that. All right, hold on a second. It's not going to be rated 5 stars much longer.
Judging by my friends list, I can tell you who gave that 5-star ranking. If you want to know, I can out the person that did that.
Oh, I would love to know.
and for anybody that knows this particular individual, they rate every game 5 stars on TA, and that is none other than Oriole, who has started the game, and he is notorious for rating every game 5 stars on TA.
Oh, that's fantastic.
If I was going to bet, out of the 59 people that have started it, I guarantee you there's your culprit. So feel free to send him a message if you want.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of, 6 divided by 3. I'm trying to give it half, because half the achievements are good, so I want to give it a ranking that is half. So let's see, that'd be 2.5, so I need to, hell, that's too much math. I'm just going to give it 1.5 stars and see what that does to it. There you go. Okay, so there you go, Oriole. Ball is in your court. All right.
Yeah, I was just looking. I have 3 people on my TA friends list that have started it. You, Oriole, and Rocker. I have never seen Rocker actually rate a game on TA, so I know it's not him, but Oriole rates every game he plays, and he's started 6,000 games, if that gives you an idea.
Well, if Brett Rocker does any rating, he better have at least given Maneater 5 stars, because that was probably my favorite game recommendation he ever gave me, man. Even though I felt really bad, I didn't want to kill the captain, old Pete, I think he was. I didn't want to kill him. I liked him so much. I really felt like he and I had a connection, but that's all right. You got to do what you got to do for the achievements.
I've only lived vicariously through Maneater. My wife's played it probably for maybe about 15 hours. So I watched her play it, so I have a pretty good understanding of the game.
Oh, man. So let's see. Scaly Pete. There you go. Good old Scaly Pete. Yeah. I think there's some DLC coming out. She might be interested in that, yeah?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she will be, because she actually is really enjoying the game.
Oh, yeah. It's an awesome game.
Yeah.
Man. So, yeah. Well, speaking of great games, you got what game guided your sword this week?
All right. So the game I think has a fantastic list is Hitman 3. It is just recently released by IO Interactive in January of 2021. So yeah, it's been out for about 8 months now. With all the competitions and challenges and stuff that are floating around, I've put it on the shelf, but I just recently started it up. Haven't played Hitman 1 and 2, and being a big fan of the franchise, the third one, does not disappoint. But more importantly, the achievement list does not disappoint. So the developers, they do a really, what I feel is a fantastic job of crafting their achievement list, in that they don't put anything burdensome in their game. There's no unnecessary grinding. Now, some people may disagree with that assessment based on a couple of achievements, okay? But I'm going to explain to you why I feel that that's not a valid assessment. So, they do a really good job of sprinkling their achievements about. There's 43, I believe 43 in the base game of Hitman 3, and it has DLC, okay? Excuse me, 47 achievements in the base game. There's 83 achievements with the DLC, but the DLC is all encompassed around Hitman 1 and 2. So we'll save that for another time, okay? We're just going to talk about Hitman 3. So the way they structured their achievement list is they allow you to explore everything that the game has to offer without creating a restriction to the gamer while they're playing it. Okay? So there are 7 different missions in the game. Okay? So there's an achievement for basically completing each mission. Okay? Which is standard fare for most games. But within each mission, there's 3 different storylines that you can follow within each mission. And they are fantastic. So every time you play the mission, you can play it differently than you did the time before. So it takes away that repetitiveness. Okay, your targets will always remain the same, but the way you get to the targets will always be different. Which is nice. At least I feel, okay? So there's an achievement associated with completing each of those storylines within each mission. Again, a good way to, get the player to engage in the game a little bit more. So and then within that subtext, they also have an achievement associated with discovering every area of that mission. Now, you can speed run the mission and probably complete some of the missions within 5 minutes if you wanted to, okay? But you're not going to fully experience everything the map has to offer. And you could stumble into, some kind of silly things here and there, because the beauty of Hitman is the game does not take itself too seriously. They love to infuse some humor into it. And that is very present in the mastery achievement. So you have to reach level 20 for each of the missions. Okay? So you earn level 20 by completing feats or challenges within it. Again, this is fantastic because if you look at some of the challenges, it's having you do some really crazy things. Like you may have to kill somebody with one of your targets with a weapon you would never in a million years think of picking up. But because you want to try to get
a banana? I mean, how crazy are we talking here?
Yes, in fact.
Okay, it's, sometimes I've seen a banana attack before.
They do have that in Hitman. You can actually place a banana peel down and have your targets slip on them.
Nice.
Which is, in fact, it's funny you mentioned that because there is a specific achievement associated with one of the missions to have your target do that. You have to conveniently place, and, spoiler alerts for anybody, you do have to conveniently place a banana peel by the ledge of a skyscraper so that your target slips on it and proceeds to tumble over the side of the skyscraper. Again, Hitman not taking itself too seriously.
I can appreciate that. That's good. Now, do you have to disarm anybody?
You do not have to disarm anybody.
Okay, that's good.
Which may have been a big miss. So we're gonna have to get them in touch with the Fallen Knight developers here.
Yeah, I mean,
work on a crossover.
That's what people want is disarm. That's it. That's the key. And make every achievement related to that. So yeah.
Which is, looking over that achievement list, it's still making me shudder. Just the lack of inspiration with it.
Oh man!
Disarm
don't
everybody.
accidentally get it on your tag, because I know you're the completionist guy. Oof.
Avoid it like the plague.
I would make fun of you immensely if you did.
Never let me live that one down.
No, I would not. Disarm the devil.
Again, Hitman 3, like I said, just does a great job. There's no difficulty-related achievements. And they get really creative with those with the in-mission challenges to get your XP and your mastery up of the level. For example, I haven't gotten that far into Hitman 3, but just to give you an example, I'm going to use Hitman 2, one of the in-game ones. Like, one of their challenges was called Thunderkiss 65, where you had to electrocute somebody with a microphone. You had to sabotage the microphone so they would get electrocuted while they were singing. But just like you said, the creativeness behind it, and the naming of the in-game challenges, the in-mission challenges, they put a lot of humor into them, and a lot of thought. So again, a lot of people might think that the mastery level 20s might feel like a grind, but you take it for what it is. It's asking you to do things really outside the box and actually explore all the creativity that they put into these missions and these maps, which I applaud developers for doing that, because that's what they want you to do: experience the game but not punish the player.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. So you're speaking highly of this. So what would you say to win over someone who basically wants absolutely nothing to do with the stealth genre and hates it at its very core?
It's very forgiven in the fact that, again, there's nothing difficulty related, so you can actually play on the easiest difficulty. Mm-hmm. So even if you hate the stealth thing, if you scale the difficulty down, it allows for a much sometimes more cavalier approach. It's not going to punish you as so much. You can make certain mistakes and still, again, you're not going to start from scratch. The one thing I do like is you can create save states anywhere you're at.
That's nice
as well, which is a plus for somebody that maybe like you said, they don't like stealth, and I get it. A lot of people don't. They think it's slow, dull, boring. Mm-hmm. Creating that save state wherever you want. So if you got past this one part and you're just like, okay, I'm going to save it here, and then you can load your game up exactly where you left off, which is nice. So that way, if you make a mistake 2 minutes later, or whatever, you can just reload that save and say, okay, I better not do that again.
Right.
And you're only a minute or two, into whatever it is that you're doing.
Well, I think pretty much the gaming population has spoken. So stealth games, just look what happened to Assassin's Creed. I believe those are stealth games.
Yes.
But nobody plays them that way anymore.
No.
Or very few ever did, except for just for those certain challenges where you couldn't be seen. So I think the gaming population has spoken. They would rather play even a stealth game in a non-stealthy fashion. I mean, that's the whole point, man. Go in, Leroy Jenkins style, and nobody wants to hide in the bushes too long.
And you can do that in this game. If you want to go Leroy Jenkins, you can. It may make it a little tougher. And trust me, I have a friend on my friends list that it's impossible to play co-op stealth with because he is Leroy Jenkins.
This hits a little close to home then, yes.
Yes.
All right.
It can still be fun. And again, I know a lot of people don't like hiding in the bushes, but the environments that the game creates, the situations that it places you in, and really like the tools that the game gives you to accomplish your job is just a lot of thought put into it. Very well thought out. Can be a very enjoyable experience.
All right. So here's another question for you.
Sure.
So, like, how smart is the AI. So, for example, in Assassin's Creed, you're in the bushes, and all of a sudden they hear a, and then like this guy walks over and gets shanked in the neck, and they see it, and they get angry, and they chase you, and then you disappear for about 5 minutes. You come back, you hide in the same bushes, and then they come over, and they get shanked in the neck. So, like, and all this just fascinates me. It's like, that doesn't ever connect. Oh, wait, the last guy that had the exact same thing happen to him just had, but yeah. So is it similar?
It is very similar. You can use your coins to kind of distract people or certain elements around you to create the distraction, maybe to peel somebody off from where you want to go, and you can kill them. But your opportunities to do that to multiple people are few and far between. You're usually just trying to get past one person.
Okay.
So it doesn't get redundant in that regard. But the cool thing is you can change outfits. So let's say you distract that guard, you get him into like an area where nobody can see what you're doing, and you subdue him. You don't really want to kill him. You could if you wanted to.
Does he have a family, or what's going on?
Exactly. It depends on how empathetic you are about that. And
okay.
If you want to kill him, by all means, feel free to.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
The game does award you with a ranking at the end based on how professional you are about your job.
Okay.
So you might want to not, maybe on a subsequent playthrough of the mission, you can go a little bit more rogue and actually take people out.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you take out that guard and you take his uniform. Well, now you can actually kind of walk around without being recognized. Like, you're blended in. Everybody just thinks you're a guard at that point. So it allows you to kind of get to maybe the next area that you want to get into, or without creating suspicion. Now, there are in-game challenges to go through the level without ever changing your outfit. And that suddenly becomes very difficult. But it's also not required either to get your mastery level. So you can pick and choose what challenges you want to do. If you look at that one where you're going to do a suit-only run, you know what? That might be a little bit more work than I want to put into this. So you could just forget that challenge, move on to the next one.
All right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, even Ezio dressed up as a minstrel and walked around playing, strumming the little ukulele thingy.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, and then the gig was up and you just killed everyone. I guess you could have snuck out, but maybe it's time for that. Just show yourself and kill everyone and walk out.
That's it. So, it's so much easier, isn't it?
It really is.
Their families be damned.
That's right. Wrong place, wrong time.
Right.
God love them. God love them. Huh?
We go back to the whole Clerks argument. They knew what they were getting into.
That's right. That's right. They didn't think twice about that hazard pay until that day.
Right.
Yeah, the minstrel. Who would have thought? But all right, well, cool, man. I can't say that you convinced me to play it, but maybe you convinced some other folks. I mean, I avoid stealth. Stealth. I accidentally got what is that one game? Shoot.
Was it
Dishonored? I accidentally got that crap on my tag. I still regret it to this day. I got like one achievement in it. Oh my god! I tried going back and playing it. It's just dreadful.
I hear that's a pretty well-regarded game too, because I have a friend that keeps telling me to play it. So,
hey, if you keep this up, it's getting 1 star from me. All right. I got an achievement in it. I can rank it. Dang it! I'm just throwing out all the crap ranks today.
Right, 1 stars for everything.
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey of 1 stars over here. So. Oh, shoot. Well, all right. Well, I guess that's about all the time we have for this little segment. And so thank you, sir, for enlightening us with a wonderful good list. And
well, and I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, absolutely, man. And so we should do this again real soon.
Absolutely. Maybe. I'll try to pick a genre. I'll try to pick you're into beat 'em ups, if I remember correctly.
That's true.
I'll try to pick a beat 'em up next time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's and really at the core of it, isn't that what a stealth game is really? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's what it devolves into. See, I just cut out the middleman. I just
just run around and fire from the hip.
That's it. Oh shoot. All right, well, everyone, let us know what you think of our list. Let us know in the old Discord, and until I guess next time, y'all take care and thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome to a different kind of Wakavania. I'm Wakapeil, and I just binged through the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. All of these games were made before the transformative Symphony of the Night, which led to the genre tag Metroidvania. This collection made me appreciate some of its 8 games more, but left me thinking less of the series as a whole. The majority of its 14 achievements are tied to completing the games, as well as seeing the alternate endings. Castlevania Anniversary Collection has 1000 game score worth close to 1800 TA, a low ratio, suggesting many of its starters spend at least the 6 hours it takes to speed through the completion. The number of starters on TA might also be artificially low, as your first achievement is for completing a game, or starting all 8 of them. There's also an achievement for completing all 8 of the games, which some have reported being glitchy, but I think it might be because they closed the game without accessing the emulation menu after completing one or more of the installments. Make sure you press the left trigger after beating each game while the credits are rolling to get a saving message on the screen. Completing 8 games for the completion might sound daunting, but most of the games features a password system which either takes you to the final stage of the game or straight up to the final boss fight. There's also a save state system in place which allows you to save and load the game at any time, which makes even the most difficult sections a matter of patience if you are lacking the skill. Starting off with my most played game in the collection and personal favorite, Castlevania, the horror-themed action platformer released in 1986 for the NES. It was among the best games of the decade, and I'm happy to see it still holds up today. Sure, there are plenty of better games available, but few games of the era are still fun to return to in 2021. Featuring no saves or password system, you will have to play through the entire game, which I happily did, although frequently using the save states. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, on the other hand, is infamous for good reason. It's an incredibly ambitious title for its time, replacing the linear action platforming of its predecessor with an open-world adventure with RPG elements and extremely obtuse puzzles. Unfortunately, it is very experimental, poorly translated, filled with questionable design decisions, and is unnecessarily punishing. There is no way you'll complete the game without using a guide, and I strongly suggest you use its password feature, which allows you to get everything you need to attempt its final boss fight after a roughly 10-minute trek through its open world. Even the boss fight is very underwhelming, only taking seconds, and you don't even get to fight Dracula. The series redeemed itself in 1989 with a great return to form with Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, focusing on what made the first one great and adding branching paths and additional playable characters, introducing series mainstay Alucard, son of Dracula, and Grant the Nasty. Castlevania 3 is really difficult, but using passwords and save states, it is not too bad to get through. It also has 4 achievements to unlock depending on which ending you get, which is tied to which companion you have with you after defeating Dracula. Next up is the SNES classic Super Castlevania 4, and it is another highlight which can be completed really quickly by using a password to get to the final boss. I had never played the Genesis or Mega Drive exclusive Castlevania Bloodlines before. It requires 2 playthroughs, while at least playing the final level twice with different characters. It was technically impressive back in the day, but some of its visual effects are just annoying these days. I did enjoy it, but felt it was among the lesser games of the collection, but way superior to the remaining games. I would honestly been happier with if these 5 games were the only ones in the collection. 4 great games and 1 terrible but historically interesting game. Unfortunately, they also added 3 additional titles. The original Game Boy game Castlevania The Adventure is an abysmal experience, requiring occasional pixel-perfect platforming and sluggish combat. After playing the other games, it felt like playing in slow motion, and since it lacks passwords, you have to play through the entire thing. It is rather short, but really difficult unless you use save states, as it is just unfair and no fun to play at all. I only played the final boss fight of the second Game Boy installment, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge, but despite feeling much better, I had zero desire to play more of it than the final boss. The last game in the collection, with achievements tied to it at least, is the earlier Japan-exclusive NES game Kid Dracula. Kid Dracula kind of sucks. Using passwords, you will only have to play through 3 levels, but they are a pain to get through. The game looks like a cute kids game, but it is very punishing and not very fun. Enemies and bosses are way too powerful, sending you to the beginning of the level every time you die, making the save states a godsend. The minigames between levels are puzzling as well, featuring gambling such as roulette, pachinko, and a even more out-of-place minigame where you're supposed to guess the color of a trio of dancers' panties. None of those would make it into a kids game today. Not that any kids would voluntarily play Kid Dracula in 2021. The games are very well emulated, meaning they look and play close to exactly the same as they did back on their original hardware, which is both good and bad, as they usually push their original systems to their limits, resulting in the occasional slowdowns and graphical glitches. I'm happy to report that most games in the Castlevania Anniversary Collection still holds up if you like 2D platformers, and is well worth a few evenings to play through, or at least play their final stages. Have a nice day, everyone!